You're not in this situation. You don't understand.
No, I wouldn't allow to be in your situation. I wouldn't allow anybody to hurt my children.
You think I allow them?
That is my sister that you allowed to get.
I did not allow for her to.
Yes, you did.
I wanted this to happen? Are you kidding me?
September
7th.
You went back.
Yes, you didn't know what the things that happened in between them.
He was there to help you. I called them so many times.
When we spoke to Amanda Parker earlier this season, she told us that she wanted justice for her little sister, but she didn't know that she would ever get it.
They should have got life in prison and not the what was the one charge that they got? It was like second-degree homicide or something. I think they should have got
Today,
like the fullest one.
She was unsatisfied with Samantha Delcamp's sentence. I reached out to Amanda to get her thoughts on this morning's outcome, and she said, "I don't feel justice was served. I know someone who was charged for retail theft and got 12 years, while she got 12 to 25 for murdering her child."
Well, the Delcamp family was there, and she walked in. She didn't say a word. She sat down, and Northumberland County President Judge Charles Saylor asked her before he began to deliver the sentence. He asked her if she had anything she wanted to say, and she said, "No, thank you." So I think she was prepared for this. She was prepared for whatever was going to happen here today. And Judge Saylor really let her know that he sat through the trial and he witnessed and got to see pictures and videotapes and listened to things, and he let her know. He said he sat on the bench and had to look through pictures that were horrific and horrifying of Samantha's daughter, Arabella, laying in a hospital. So he didn't pull any punches with her at all. And he basically said, you have a duty as a mother to protect your child. Not only did you do that, you criminally didn't do that. And that stuck out to me. And she stared straight ahead at him, and she didn't really show any emotion or anything, but I think she expected the worst of the worst. And when it was all said and done, he just kept rattling off charge after charge and month after month. And it boiled down to 12 years to 25 years in state prison.
I was mistaken in thinking that I was unique and alone in this situation. 1 in 3 American women experiences domestic violence or stalking at some point in her life. And the CDC reports that 15 million children are abused every year. 15 million. So actually, I was in very good company. Back to my question. Why did I stay? The answer is easy. I didn't know he was abusing me. Even though he held those loaded guns to my head, pushed me downstairs, threatened to kill our dog, pulled the key out of the car ignition as I drove down the highway, poured coffee grinds on my head as I dressed for a job interview. I never once thought of myself as a battered wife. Instead, I was a very strong woman in love with a deeply troubled man, and I was the only person on earth who could help Connor face his demons. The other question everybody asks is, why doesn't she just leave? Why didn't I walk out? I could have left any time. To me, this is the saddest and most painful question that people ask, because we victims know something you usually don't. It's incredibly dangerous to leave an abuser, because the final step in the domestic violence pattern is kill her. Over 70% of domestic violence murders happen after the victim has ended the relationship, after she's gotten out, because then the abuser has nothing left to lose. Other outcomes include long-term stalking, even after the abuser remarries, denial of financial resources, and manipulation of the family court system to terrify the victim and her children, who are regularly forced by family court judges to spend unsupervised time with the man who beat their mother. And still we ask, why doesn't she just leave?
Well, let's go back real fast. What was funny about that, not funny, but is that Samantha Delcamp came in and testified at all three. I mean, well, the first two, I should say. But she got on the stand.
So what did she say during Jahrid's?
That he beat her, that he hit her, and there's no doubt in my mind that he did. And he made Arabella walk up and down a hallway and march with. That kid would have no idea what she was doing. But Samantha did, and Samantha also had every opportunity in the world to get away. I don't disagree with him on that point. If she wanted to leave, she could have left. There's enough people in a small town that would have been able to come and, especially her family. Like, she was not trapped in a basement. She was not hidden in a closet. You know, so she's not really telling a whole tales there. And when we get her, we're going to ask her about that. And she could have left. And I think she's finally going to admit that, yes, she should have left.
So with Samantha's sentencing coming up, what are your kind of like hopes or thoughts on that?
Well, I'm hoping she gets more than what Jahrid got, but the reality is she probably won't. I mean, at the end of the day, justice is never really served, so I don't think any sentence will really make me happy.
Right.
I get there's domestic violence, but when your child is involved, that don't matter anymore. Like, that is your child. You are supposed to protect her. She can't protect herself, and there's no excuse. There's none.
So, did you have any contact with either Jahrid or his mother, like after the incident before they were arrested?
No. Nope.
Christy reached out to me on a message, and I told her to please never contact me again because I have nothing to say to her. Then I blocked her.
Right.
Jahrid, no.
That because of that, like, there's a lot of like domestic abuse and like domestic violence. Do you think that played a role in like how the situation ended up with Arabella? Like, that Sam didn't say anything, that didn't ask you for help because of like the mental mind games with him?
Probably.
Yeah.
And then she was dependent on somebody to take care of her, and I don't know. I don't know because I'm not in Sam's head.
Right.
I don't understand why you would want to be with somebody who treated you that way. You had family members to go to, and she just continued to stay with him and go back with him.
calling the Boys Town National Hotline, serving children and families. Para más información en español, oprima el número 2 ahora. The Boys Town National Hotline makes every effort to assist those who call and may use information provided to seek other assistance. Your call may be monitored. Please hold the line for the next available counselor. How can I help you?
Oh yeah, hi. I was just calling today because I don't know if you guys really specialize in this sort of thing or not, but I had some questions about domestic abuse.
Okay.
Yeah, and and if you're not able to answer my questions, it's okay. I guess I could just turn to another resource. But yeah, basically I just wanted to focus on victim shaming when it comes to domestic abuse type situations, if you're familiar with that topic. Or
You said shaming?
yeah, or victim blaming. I know that's another term that's used interchangeably. But yeah. But anyway, okay. So I'll just come up with one scenario because and I know that our time is limited, so I won't keep you long. I just wanted to just come up with this one situation I've known about. So anyway, there was just this one young lady that I had heard about from somewhere, and she was involved with her boyfriend. I don't know the entire situation or what her relationship with him was like, but she did have a child. I don't think that this was a child she had with him, but from another relationship. And anyway, the child ended up dying because the boyfriend was abusive both to the mother and to her, and then both the mother and the boyfriend was sent to prison, even though the boyfriend was the main abuser. And it looks like the situation was that the mother was seen as not being sufficiently protective of the child. And
Right.
yes, and for whatever reason, she is receiving a lot more hate and a lot more judgment than the actual abuser. So anyway, my question just is, I know that some forms of victim blaming can come in the form of statements like, well, you're the one who chose him, or, you didn't leave when you should have, or you didn't pay attention to the red flags. But, in this case, one of the statements that people, and, of course I can understand people being upset about the little kid, getting killed and stuff. But I wasn't sure that the mother is being treated entirely fairly, and, how much people are just kind of judging her. And anyway, I just wanted to ask you, do you think it's also a form of victim shaming if another professed survivor of domestic abuse is saying, well, something along the lines of, well, I was in that situation and I left, or, you know what I'm saying? Or my kids come first and I would never stay, if, as soon as my partner is abusing, my child, I'm gone. I can understand it. I know it's good to leave if there is an opportunity for it. However, I know that
Sure.
but I know that there are some circumstances that can stop, a victim of domestic abuse, even if it's a parent, with a child being.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I don't know. It really, I think that's why I called. I was just a little upset because I've gotten, people say, even people who claim to be in that situation too, saying, those types of judgmental, self-righteous type of
Right.
things. Yeah.
And the situation is different for different people. You
Yeah.
just never know.
Yeah.
It may have been a lot easier for them to leave,
Mm-hmm.
or they may, be more extroverted when it comes to that. You can
Right.
be an introverted person who's more shy and
Mm-hmm.
not really outspoken. So they kind of get taken advantage of.
Right.
It's different situations for different people, so it really just depends.
Yeah. And I'm glad you understand that, because it's a really complicated situation. And even though, I could understand how someone just judging from the outside can, it's just easy for them to
Right.
say things like, yeah. But just, But I don't know. But anyway, what's really upsetting me is that, the girl that, got abused, that lost her daughter, as a result of that abuse and of her being blamed partially for that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she went to prison.
It is sad. That's a sad situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. And and I just feel, I don't know if you have a different opinion or not, but just based on what I know about the situation, I just feel like this poor lady, she is just getting re-victimized and re-traumatized all over again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the sad part is that, you can only imagine how she's feeling, already.
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact of losing your child to
Oh, my
a
God.
situation. So
Yes.
you can only imagine how it affects her and all the things she is already saying, when it comes to how she's looking at herself.
Mhm.
So the last thing she needs is to hear anybody else, try to make her feel any worse than she's already feeling.
I know, yeah. Yeah, but what especially gets me, it's like I said, it's someone who claims that they were in that situation. Yeah. Yeah. Like, why do you think people, of course, I know you can't tell me much. We have no way of knowing what's going on in these people's heads.
Right.
But yeah. But still, I know that I was myself a domestic abuse survivor, okay? And I know that, and I know how hard it is to get out of those situations. And, I was almost killed for, actually, trying to leave my partner. And there are women and children who get killed for, yes. Yeah. Yeah. And that's, that's just why I was just really upset, hearing, about how, the mother of the child, was sent to prison along with her boyfriend. She's just getting treated so unfairly, and people, just continuing to victim shame her like that by just saying, well, I was there myself and I got out with my kid, and okay, whatever, but it's just like you said, everything.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And it's really sad,
Mhm.
It's unfortunate because a lot of people don't understand unless they have been in that situation before. And not only that, but, when it comes to other people who have been in that situation that are saying like what they would have done or what they did do, they have to understand that everybody is not like them, and they are one of the lucky ones that were able to get out of that situation alive and
Absolutely.
make it out of there like that. So that's good, good for them. But the one thing that they should have is empathy, for the person that's going through that, because they know firsthand, what that may look like or what it, they have an idea of what that was like.
Yes, yeah, and that's the part I don't understand. Really, we would expect them to be more understanding and more empathetic, rather than to have that type of that sort of self-righteous superior attitude, like, oh, I'm better than you because I got out. And like, oh my God, come on now, really? It's just
right.
Yeah, but
and you wouldn't want to see nobody else ever in that situation, or you would want to help and try to help them as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
But the last thing, is to just try to make them feel any worse than they're already feeling, especially in a situation where they've lost a loved one.
Oh yeah, and it's sad. I guess there's not much I can do, like as far as like these justice systems, like just re-abusing, victims of domestic abuse. Like, it looks like even some people in those high positions of authority are ignorant, when it comes to the dynamics of, that's why it's sad. There's a lot of,
at times they want to do what's right to protect the child. But again, they don't know exactly what that's like, to be in that situation and how scary that can be. While you're trying to protect yourself, you're also trying to protect your child or your children. It's not as easy as they, would think.
Yeah.
So that's a tough situation to be in. But all they can see is, well, you did nothing to protect this baby or your children, when in actuality, that's all you were trying to do.
Yes, exactly.
It's a difficult situation to be in,
Oh, yeah. Like, people don't have any idea what the victim is going through. In this case, like, people who claim that they know the family of this woman, like they're saying, oh, she had many chances to get out. There are people who would have helped her, but, still, at the end of the day, only she knows what she was really going through. I mean, it's not only a situational factor. Yeah, I mean, there's emotional factors too. Like maybe the boyfriend was being manipulative or telling her she's worthless. No other man is going to want you after me. You don't know what she was going through. Like just.
And she probably was trying to come up with a plan. Trying to figure out what's the best way of escape. There's so many different things that could have been going on, and nobody ever knows. But one thing for sure is that if she was being abused and the children were being abused, the pain and the hurt that she's facing just from herself, wishing she could have done things differently is so hard. The last is for other people to condemn or beat her up.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I'm grateful to know that there are still others like yourself out there who do get it. I mean, I'm really, I really thank you for that. And I guess there's not much we can do about all the ignorance that happens in society. But just. I guess,
Well, how are you doing with everything? Are you doing okay? Any thoughts of suicide or anything like that?
Oh no, nothing like that. Yeah, I mean, but I was feeling really upset about this story, though. But I
and
feel,
that's understandable. Yeah, that's totally understandable. It's not right. No one should be treating anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I feel a little better now after speaking with you.
Good.
So, I do thank you.
Well, you keep standing up, standing up for them and advocating because they need people like you who will speak out against that type of behavior.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for telling me that.
Well, thanks for calling. You're welcome. You have a good night.
Okay. You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.